Soul Garden.
Hello my captains, and welcome to Soul Horoscopes Update, my newest horoscope show. I'm Christopher Witecki, your host to the universe, and this is my new horoscope edition. Thank you so much for your patience over the last couple of weeks. I've been rebuilding the show so that I can literally shoot from my desktop. That's what it's all about. From my desktop to your desktop. That is the theme of SG Neptune and where we're going at Soul Garden. While I was off the air, the Act 3 videos are now available, so if you haven't gotten yours, you might want to. This is a very powerful act, well worth the download. $6.95 at soulmart.me. We'll be talking about the graduation of the Saturn in Libra transit, which means for Capricorns, whether or not your career will succeed or not, which path are you getting onto and making the crucial decisions coming up here this fall. And there is so much going on right now, Captain. I mean, we have had a hell of a year. We've all been transitioning. The Sun in Cancer was very emotional, trying to connect to our emotional energy. Now with the Sun in Leo, we're trying to connect to the I love state of awareness. And if you don't know, love is what makes the world go round. When I came on just a couple of weeks ago, we started talking about how this is heart chakra energy. So we're connecting to our heart chakra, and we're connecting to our ability to love ourselves and bring in source energy. Now, when you're a Capricorn, your access to love is directly related to trust and intimacy. So if you want good love, you've got to be able to trust yourself, and you've got to be able to trust others. And trusting yourself is a big deal because you are very, very particular, and you put yourself on a big pedestal, and you're a perfectionist and all those sorts of things. So self-trust is oftentimes just loving yourself better, right, in a Capricorn's case, but it's also everything from there to transformation to intimacy and connecting to others. When a Capricorn can trust, they can channel love without any problem, and they do so forever and ever. That's why Capricorns are incredibly loyal once they do love you. So on Monday, it's sunny and sentimental. The moon is actually in Cancer on Monday, so your emotions will be focusing on your long-term relationships. So on Monday, you are working on intimacy as it relates to long-term relationships, basically. So emotions are to be followed and addressed, and find the trust and balance order with yourself. But remember, this month, it's really about two big topics. One, of course, is the Sun in Leo, which means it's about finding that place where you can trust in yourself, finding that place that allows you to channel love, and the other is going to be Saturn. We'll talk about Saturn in just a second. Now, believe it or not, Monday is Love Fest Day. The moon is crossing over Venus, and we're going to be able to receive or open up to receiving. That's what, of course, the moon or Love Fest Day is. The moon crossing Venus is our emotions. The moon, Venus, our ability to receive, being able to receive more. So putting it all together, it's a sentimental day, it's a lovey-dovey day. For you, it's about receiving love, and it's highly likely about receiving love in long-term relationships. So Love Fest Day is part of the theme. Also part of the theme is Jupiter ruling the day, and Jupiter saying to Capricorns, you need to open up to new boundaries. That goes along with the Love Fest theme as well. But probably the granddaddy issue of everything is the fact that Mars has now reached Saturn. Okay? What this means is it is now time to act on and move forward with your professional goals. This is what the Act 3 talks about. Capricorns are out of time. As of this week, it is time to step forward and push Mars. Push where you want your career to go. That pushing may mean that you have to respond differently emotionally to old stress. And that's the big theme. I'll be hammering it in GA this week. It's in the Act 3 videos. You must emotionally respond differently to stress in order for you to graduate this and see where you're supposed to go with career. So for you, you're working on trust and intimacy, and in the first 2 days anyways of the week, it's playing out in long-term relationships, those trust issues, and it's probably playing out in career, legacy, and where you want to head. So really a powerful start to a powerful week. On Tuesday, showers, chance of some love issues, unfortunately. Why is that, Christopher? Well, Uranus rules today, that's why. And so we're going to have some breakdown. Wherever boundaries were not placed correctly, you might have some breakdown going on. That means you will have breakthrough. This is the very finite, final touch, final understanding, final why didn't I understand who to trust, who not to trust, or what to open up to or what not to open up to. So it's really the final sting of the transit. But I think adding a lot of pressure, again, in relationships is this opposition between Pluto and Venus. Pluto, of course, is in your sign. And what is it saying? You've got to rethink when your ego reacts and doesn't. Okay, so on Tuesday, reconsider where your ego reacts or doesn't. It's probably reacting to trust issues. It's probably reacting to career issues. But still doesn't matter. Reconsider how you react. At the same time, Venus says, open up to new ways of receiving in relationships. Open up to new ways of receiving from yourself. So it's the balance between your ego being huff and tough and you being humble. It's huff and tough versus humble basically on Tuesday. And I think that's adding to the breakthrough. But remember, it is all about boundaries this month, and I think we are feeling it definitely on Tuesday. On Wednesday, it's breakthrough, but it's cloudy and private. The reason why it's private is because, well, we are heading towards Light Cast Day, which will be on Friday, and we are beginning to feel the month's transit. That's because the moon has moved into Leo by Wednesday. Mercury rules the day, so you're private and you're pensive. And what you're processing is exactly where you want to feel out, I think, your certain boundaries. Notice how the moon is crossing Mercury there in the frame. That means that the younger side of your boundaries will get clear in the morning, and I think the younger side informs the bigger side. In other words, Mercury, which retrograded, is focusing Capricorns on the silly parts of trust, like, is the door locked? Will someone attack me? So you'll release, I think, in this breakthrough day on Wednesday from those lower level or those emotional fears around that lower level thinking, and I think that's actually what pushes you into the ability to see greater. So it's a breakthrough day on Wednesday, and it's not a lot of helter skelter. Thursday, it's going to be really good actually. Sunny and really safe is what I'm predicting on Wednesday. That's really because Venus is ruling the day, and don't we love that? Excuse me, we're talking about Thursday. Venus is ruling the day. And so the universe is wanting you to restore balance and order to your trust and intimacy. So fortunately for us, you have to find where you trust yourself before Light Cast Day. This is so nice. This means you're going to be clear. So Thursday, if there's any tension, if there's any problems going on, if there's where you think someone might betray you or not betray you or anything, you know what? There is a solution right there by emotionally responding differently to the trust intimacy to yourself, and that'll allow you to respond differently to the outer world. And finding that balance between your inner peace and the outer peace is what a Venus day is about. So Thursday is not a lot of headlines, but perhaps the most profound breakthrough. Then we have Friday, and Friday happens to be Light Cast Day, the most powerful day of the month to cast our intentions in the universe. Friday is also ruled by Neptune, so God is speaking to us literally in our ear. Now, for those of you who are new, basically it comes down to the sun and moon coming together in a conjunction. That's the moon, our emotions, the sun, the I love energy, I love and emotions coming together, and that brings us to the ability to cast out our intention to the universe and draw in what we want through law of attraction. That's basically what astrology says. It is telling us how the law of attraction works. Now for you, you want to intuit. Neptune rules the day, so you are intuiting exactly where it is that you feel the boundaries should be, or feel that the trust should be. If you don't know where to draw certain boundaries, Capricorn, well then on Friday, just imagine, fill your heart with love, and imagine, all right, what safety would feel like, and hold that space. Now we do have a little present. For those watched over by the Guardian Agency, I'll be actually sending out a link to a private video with a password that'll help you light cast on Friday, because this is a very powerful one. Those on board on touch with their heart. So I really recommend those in GA come on down and do the light cast ceremony with me on video. It's well worth it, and I'm grateful for you helping. So Light Cast Day is an intuitively led day. Hold the space of where you think trust intimacy is. If you don't know where trust intimacy is, then just hold this feeling that you want to have. In other words, and that will be it. On Saturday, you're feeling much better. In fact, I would say sunny and sharp. Well, Light Cast Day is over. That's one. The second is that Saturn rules the day on Saturn Day. That's great. So you are feeling your home planet click into gear. And it's time to decide. That's what Saturn's about. Decide and commit. So you're deciding and committing to what your trust intimacy policy is with yourself, what your transformation will or won't be, what you're open to and not open to. You are deciding. Remember, decision is an incision. We're cutting away everything we don't want and leaving room to manifest what we do. This trine between Mercury and Uranus also gives us a bit of clues as to what is going on, in the sense that, remember, Mercury down there is in the lower part of your trust intimacy issue, while the Sun is in the higher part of your trust intimacy issue. So we are all kind of feeling the whole lesson of love A to Z thanks to the Mercury retrograde. what this trine does is, as the childish part of you, all right, as the childish part of you changes your boundary or faces your fear, Uranus trine says you will feel more safe, more secure, more grounded than you ever have. And that's what the little cooperation is between Uranus and Mercury. So in a plain English, by facing your simple fears, you will be amazed at how it makes you feel more secure in life, and you will feel much better. Now, Jupiter is also a little bit of a headline on Saturday because it is now teeter-tottering right before retrograding. In October it retrogrades, but this is a volatile degree. As you pull off all these trust, intimacy, boundary issues, Jupiter promises some breakthrough and profound new learning, all right, in lifestyle development. So not only will you feel security, Jupiter says you will see a new lifestyle, entire lifestyle breaking, all from what? Shoring up your boundaries, right? Facing your trust intimacy issues. So I hope I've made it clear. I'm trying to. Then on Sunday, it's actually sunny and feeling very good about yourself, self-reflective, self-loving is my hope. That's at least the way I'm sending you out. The planets are pretty balanced. Basically, it's all about the sun and moon. It is time to act. So whatever trust intimacy things you came to, whatever you decided and committed to, Sunday, show it, act, put it into action. Action is so vitally important to manifesting our realities. I teach that in Lightcast Bootcamp in all my classes. The moon in Virgo makes you very self-reflective. You're just processing, learning, upgrading. It's really a very safe place. So stay open in your beliefs and put your passion behind the new you. That will be the key to Sunday and making yourself feel bueno, as I like to say, feeling bueno. All right, my captains, that's all I have for this new desktop edition of Soul Horoscopes Update, but you have a great 7 days. Thank you for all your patience as I've been in development, and, you know, face those career issues, face those trust issues. We got a fun year after this. Until then, live, love, be.